What is up, you absolute crypto degenerates? It is your trade bureau here with an update on the trading project we got going on here. This Bitcoin run we got going on here. As always, this is not financial advice. I don't know what I'm doing, and you should never ever make an investing decision based on anything you see on this channel. This is purely education purposes only. You must do your own research. That's all. So, today we're up 0.76%. We were, last time I recorded a video, we were around, I believe this, that'd be this, no, that's Wednesday. Sorry. Here. Or, no. It's 9 o'clock. Let's find the actual candle. Had to be around here. These two candles right here. Threw the trade in there. Bit of a dip. Coming back up to here. We're sitting at this large volume profile, as you can see, building out these levels at the highs here. We've consolidated pretty nicely for about a day here. And honestly, if we pop out to the daily chart, we're at a point now where we're a little bit up on the trade, and if it doesn't make a big move tomorrow, or going into the morning tomorrow, or on the open tomorrow, we're probably gonna pull out. We're looking at a place where it usually, pops up, consolidates a bit, then pops up. If it pops up again and prints another candle, we'll be in. Obviously, the next resistance we have here is 41,000. We have some further back resistance. We'll just turn this into a. We'll go back on that later on. We'll go to all, and as always, the data doesn't want to fit. So we've pumped up here pretty nicely. First green candle. We saw last time we had a big pump, we had a little bit of a rest and then a dip down to here. So from the high, we dropped down a couple thousand to here. So if we see this kind of a decision candle going on again here, we might get out. We have some resistance right here, right underneath this channel. This is where we're hitting the resistance from the levels over here. I'm sure if we pull these charts over here, should, oh wow, doesn't even touch how much is getting built out right here in this zone. Right now we're here, so in this chunk right here. The next would be obviously up to here, but this is a pretty strong resistance. There's support before, so it's going to be pretty rough resistance. So if we don't see it, we might go back down. We're going to be watching this very closely going into tomorrow, seeing what it's doing. But obviously everyone's bullish moving forward with Bitcoin. I think what we're doing right now is taking most of the gains are going to be had for the ETF when it actually gets dropped. I think that's mainly where we're getting most of this from. We're pricing it into the market. So I would be very cautious of a buy the rumor, sell the news event where there's going to be a lag obviously between the release of the ETF and the sale of the release of the ETF, the buying of the ETF, and the purchase of the underlying assets. It's gonna be I don't know. I'd have to really look it up, but I imagine it's a by end of next day thing. I'd really be interested to look it up just because that's gonna be our lag. When the news comes out, they're probably gonna take a dip right there, because that's the excitement taken out of it. We've blown our load there. We need a little bit of rest, and then once the if the numbers come in really good for the day, that'll probably be the pump, but it'll have to close that day. So it'll probably be just a down bit for a day, and then once that gets released, and then once they actually have to purchase the underlying, then that's when we're gonna see a pump back up. So maybe before we get to like 40,000, before, and then bounce around to here. Once come down. I don't really know. Nobody really knows. But this is just, my cautious scenario. We're pushing past, we've been up to 35,000. We're building this level out really highly here. We're resting right on top of it on the 5-minute chart. We've been kind of building it out all day long here, looking to try and push and hopefully see some more upwards momentum. Keep the momentum going for tomorrow. Like I said, if not, we're probably going to pull out of the trade and sit for a bit and see if we drop down just a bit. Until we can collect some more steam to move higher up. That's what I'm looking at the charts. Not the most official thing, but it's really raw. This is the weekly chart. It's really nice to look at. We got 2 green candles pumping here. We're sitting in the middle of this resistance that we spent looks like 2.5 months at here before we move back up. So some strong resistance here. Hopefully we see the pop up on top of the next channel tomorrow. Once it pops up on the next channel, I think we'll be headed towards this line here, about 41,000. And from there we'll see heading up to the ETF. There's been some speculations that 1 to 3 trillion could be entering the market. We don't know. That's going to be depending on how many people buy it on the open. But it looks to be going pretty good. Let's go through some articles. The Bitcoin Plan B, and these are all articles pulled from the retail terminal Discord. So you see them all in here. You get all of it from all these sites sent right to you. So Bitcoin bounced back to the stock to flow 1 standard deviation band, dark blue 31K to 301,000. So not a lot of times. This is all the way back to 2010 when we've been below this line and come back into it and shot up. It's once we get above, generally coming back down, but we haven't gone below it into this blue line in a long time. So we could be seeing some pretty decent moves. If we popped above the line here, we'd obviously be at around 100,000. But I mean, it's another good metric to look at, another good thing. But obviously, these moves are not one dayers. Like this is over from. Let's look from one time we went to the bottom. This isn't even the bottom, and this is about 2019 to middle of 2020 to get all the way through it. And the last time we've been at the bottom of the channel was mid 2015, and we didn't get back above it until 2018. So it could be a long time. This isn't going to be, right now we're going to get to that level, but it is good looking forward. Lawmakers are discussing digital assets, and they assigned a new Speaker of the House. He was all 220 Republicans voted for him. It seems that his view on crypto assets is unclear, but hopefully we're just hoping for neutral. But I don't, with BlackRock being behind things and all this money moving towards things, We all know that the politicians are just puppets controlled by people with money to make it better for them, with like with enough of a guise to make most people still think that the government's on everybody's side. So I don't think that they might bang around some regulation, make it take some time to make it seem like there's a fight. But you know, with all this money behind it, I don't really think that we're gonna have an issue anymore. They've introduced their following discussions on the Financial Services Innovation Act and examining Consumer Choice and Digital Payments Act. And then I think there's a couple more passed bills out of the committee, including Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act, Clarity for Payment Stablecoins Act, and Keep Your Coins Act. I haven't looked into any of these. I probably should. If anyone watching this, all one persons, let me know if you have. It's easier to do research when there's more than one person, just more brains. This guy, Peter Brandt, who apparently has been a prop trader since, I think it said 1975, yeah. He's saying that investors should look out for Chop City, that things are about to get choppy. He's used this blueprint, which I already had open over here, but let's open it again. Load it up, and now you guys can watch this. Okay, he believes the bottom is in. Of course, predict the market. He believes the bottom's in, so he might be moving out towards here. I don't know why it couldn't break out moving towards here, but I think it's, you know, moving on these slopes. But even that, it wouldn't really be choppy. It would be just, you know, it's kind of aligned with it. Saying 2024 and moving into 2024 by the end of it, you know, we'll see all-time highs. But it might be slower than people think, and it might not happen as fast. And of course, they're going to make it a little bit boring. But smart money's not going to move into this and blow up the price for them immediately. They can't all pile in at once. They're going to want to keep accumulating and accumulating. So there's going to be pumps to get people in, and then have dumb money sell it back to them, buy it up at a discount. The same thing that they do in all the other markets with smart money. So you just have to really look how all the other markets are doing to see how that's going. So we're still bullish looking forward. We're just on the daily chart looking for Bitcoin to make another big move, or we're probably going to close out this trade and wait for a retest down here, or if we just take a dip back down, kind of like this came about 50% back down. So if it came back down to 32, we just get out and then wait for that dip to come in and place a new trade in there, get a lower stop loss, and then continue on up depending on what it did there. But we're at another decision point with this, as it is, you know, with all this stuff. But again, not financial advice. I hope you guys are being safe out there. I know this is kind of not the most energy induced or exciting one, because we're not moving up 10% in the day, but you know, this is really where I feel like traders are made, in these decision days where things aren't really moving, and you really gotta make that decision whether you're gonna pull it off the table and wait for the retest, or if you're gonna keep it back in and see how low it goes, or if it continues up the next day. Like this is really where you cut your teeth in to earn your profits. So again, hope you guys are being safe. I'll see you guys in the next one.